This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hi everyone. Good morning and good evening. Okay, so in this session, we are going to see one of the famous interview question, like what are integration scenarios in SAP GRC? So you can take this as a common question for access control or process control, both of them, because in this step or in this particular topic, we will be covering both the scenarios related to access control as well as process control, right? So let us go into details. What are integration scenarios and how to go there? So you can see on the left hand side the screen. This is the SPRO screen. Let me come from the beginning. SPRO. So this T code you have to execute from the GRC system, and then I go to SAP reference IMG. Under that, governance, risk and compliance. Then common component settings. So the heading itself says common component. So common means it is common for all the components of GRC. Under that, integration framework, and then you have to enter into third step under integration framework, which is maintain connection settings. Yeah, so when I go to maintain connection settings, I can see a field called as integration scenario, and when I try to search what are the integration scenarios available, so these are the 4 integration scenarios I have. So totally 5. Yes, 5. The first one, AM, which stands for automatic monitoring. The first one is related to PC, GRC PC, process control, whereas the remaining 4 below are related to, belongs to AC, access control. So in access control, we have different components again, right? So like naming, if you name it, risk analysis, emergency access management, business role management, and access request management. So for example, if you take this one, SUPMG, this integration scenario is related to EAM concept of AC, emergency access management. So if you don't integrate with SUPMG, you cannot use EAM concept in your GRC system, access control system. Similarly, if you don't integrate with ROLMG, you cannot work with BRM concept. Business role management cannot be working. Same with PROV. So PROV deals with ARM, access request management, which is related to auto provisioning settings. If you don't integrate with this PROV, so you cannot do the provisioning part in ARM, access request management. And authorization management, this is also related to BRM, where we manage the authorizations in BRM, and also slightly related to risk analysis as well. So in risk analysis also we take care of authorizations related to your T code and all those stuff. So that is also, we can say it is related to both. Okay, so let us see first one now before we go to the below 3. AM, automatic monitoring. I have selected automatic monitoring, and then I click on continue. Now I can see there are sub scenarios inside. There are a lot of sub scenarios. In PC, there are these following sub scenarios. The mostly used sub scenarios are SAP query, BW query, config, and very few, ABAP report or something like that. And sometimes if you are integrating with AC, PC integrating with AC, you may use even this also, SOD integration. But every organization may not use all of them. They use only specific sub scenarios. So let's say I am using SAP query, this sub scenario under AM, automatic monitoring. So select SAP query, then double click on scenario connector link. And here you have to maintain your RFC connection. So maintain your RFC connection. Suppose if my system name is this one, IBM CLNT 800, I go and then I just maintain the name and then save it. So it is capturing in a transport request, which is a customizing request. So now my system has been integrated with integration scenario automatic monitoring, and in that the sub scenario SAP query. Similarly, if you want to integrate with all other sub scenarios, you have to select each item, then double click on scenario connector link, and again maintain your system name below. Okay, so this is what we do. So whichever sub scenarios you are using, under that sub scenario, you have to mention your system name or RFC name. So similarly, let us see the other scenarios, integration scenarios what we have. Now I am going to AUTH, which is related to AC part now, authorization management. So I have only one sub scenario. So you can see the difference actually between PC and AC. In PC we had several sub scenarios, but in AC we had only one sub scenario for one integration, this integration scenario. Authorization management, even sub scenario is also authorization management. So just repeat the same activity what we did earlier. So select the line, double click on scenario connector link, and just you have to mention name here. Your RFC name should be mentioned here. Okay. So that's what you have to repeat this for all the, let me show you all the sub scenarios what we have in the other areas. If I go to PROV, so under PROV also I have only PROV sub scenario. So select it, double click and maintain your system name here. And let me select the next one, third one, ROLMG. So under ROLMG also I have the same sub scenario. Now if I go under SUPMG, yes, so same value. Different systems are mentioned here. So this is very important step, integration scenarios. So if you don't integrate with any of the, if with respect to integration scenario, that particular component you will be facing problems in the configuration. It may not work well or it might not work at all. So you have to ensure before you go and do the configuration for respective components, this step has to be done. This is a part of connector configuration. Defining integration scenarios is a part of connector configuration steps. So there are several other integration steps, connector configuration steps, but this is one of the most important, and from even interview point of view also this is most important. So what are the consequences if you are not integrating with the respective scenario? The first consequence will be the respective component will not work properly, or it does not work at all. The second consequence is you will face definitely in the sync jobs. So sync jobs also get cancelled if you do not integrate with the respective authorization scenarios. So a lot of things are dependent on this configuration, on integration scenarios. So they are very, very important from configuration point of view and also from interview point of view. Okay. So this is very important topic. So just make a note of it. As a integration scenarios, total are 5. First one is related to PC. The remaining 4 are related to AC, access control. You have to memorize them because in interview they can ask you the names. Okay. Right then. Thanks all of you. See you all in next session some other time.